questions, some fairly pedestrian, some maybe a little bit unusual, all in the hopes of getting you off to sleep. So let's just head right into the questions, shall we? I'll try and give you a little bit of time to answer, and kind of think about it. I'm not trying to rush you. So, here we go. If there were one colour of clothing which you could no longer wear, what colour would that be? If you had to choose one colour which you would no longer be allowed to wear, what would that be? Fair enough. Would you rather be a giant squid or a sperm whale? Yeah, I mean, sperm whales, they can be quite clever, can't they? But giant squids can go shloop. So, no wrong answers with that one, I'd say. Okay. What is your favourite sport? Actually, let's break that down. What's your favourite sport to watch? I see. And what is your favourite sport to play? Okay, great. If you were tasked with making a limited edition toothpaste flavour, what do you think you would choose? Actually, let's say you could make two of them. You could make two different limited edition toothpaste flavours. One which you think would be very bad and would sell very poorly, and one which you think might actually do quite well. So what would be your bad flavour? Yeah, it's tricky. Great, and what would be your good flavour that you think for toothpaste? Excellent. Now, have you ever cut down a tree? Yeah, that's a simple one. You have or you haven't, basically, right? How many eggs would you say would have to be in a carton before it would get to be too wonky and unstable? So basically, what is peak egg for a carton? What's the tipping point? I agree. I mean, once you get to that many, it's not gonna work properly, is it? What is your favourite board game? Excellent choice, if I may say. How many strings should a band probably have, ideally? So not stringed instruments, but counting all the instruments together, like how many individual strings would you say an ideal band would have? So I mean, 16 would be pretty typical, wouldn't it? But how many do you think? Okay, I'm sorry, you already answered, didn't you? My apologies. What was the last film you saw at the cinema? And was that pre-COVID or was that post-COVID? Oh, of course, obviously it would have had to be, wouldn't it? Okay, yeah, that was a silly question on my part. What has been your favourite celebrity encounter so far that you've had? Oh, that must have been great. I'm glad they were nice. If you could only eat one nation's style of food for the rest of your life, what nation would that be? So we're talking like only Mexican food, only Italian food, only Japanese food, what would you choose? Good choice, good choice. That wouldn't be my choice, but I'm sure that would work for you. What is your favorite hobby? Now, it's possible we already addressed this in the sport question. Maybe this is your favorite hobby, is also your favorite sport to play, but I'll ask it in case it's different. What is your favorite hobby? If you won a prize for a 1-week, all expenses paid trip to anywhere in the world, where would you go? It sounds like a lot of fun. Have you been there before? Right on. Okay, if you had to sleep for either 6 hours a day or 12 hours a day, which would you choose? Now, this is assuming that you could easily get to sleep and stay asleep for that long. So, assuming it was easily done, would you rather sleep for 6 hours a day or 12 hours a day? Just across the board. Interesting. Okay. Would you rather live somewhere where the year-round high temperature is in the 60s or in the 80s? I'm sorry, I haven't worked this out for Celsius. This is in Fahrenheit. So if you use Celsius, we're basically saying, do you prefer it kind of like a nice kind of warm or hot? 60s or 80s for a year-round high? Yeah, fair enough. Do you prefer, I'm not saying you necessarily enjoy either of these, but do you prefer folding laundry or putting away the dishes? No, you're right, neither's great, but I was just wondering which you prefer of those two. Okay, do you feel like the internet is an overall positive or negative? I mean, it is a big question. Yes, I mean, it's a big question with a small answer. That's all we're looking for. Overall, for the internet, positive or negative? And I'm not gonna take offense if you choose negative. I realize you wouldn't be watching this video, but that's fine. That's what I'm looking for an honest answer. Great. Okay. Do you have any active subscriptions to a newspaper or a magazine? Okay. If you could speak any language fluently, this is in addition to your native tongue, what would you choose? What language would you be able to speak fluently? Great choice. Okay, this is an either-or question. Would you rather be a cat sleeping inside on a sunny windowsill on a winter's day in a very cozy home, or an eagle flying over the Mongolian steppe looking for food? instrument, which would you choose? Just an overnight virtuoso. Gotta say, I'm enjoying your answers so far. Would you say that you can separate the art from the artist? I mean, at least somewhat, like basically, can you still enjoy what somebody you don't really care for has made? Okay, you have a choice of two superpowers. You can only choose one of them. Would you choose, we're going classic here, would you choose invisibility or flight? Do you eat healthily on the whole? By and large, do you have a somewhat healthy diet? What is your favorite item of clothing that you own? Or you know what, if you like, you can give me a top three items of clothing that you own.